Thank you for visiting my intentions page. I designed this page as a way to empower you. You can direct energy toward self-healing on a daily basis. So this is a tool, and it works off of the principles of attention and intention. So whatever we put our attention on magnifies. It gets bigger. We're not aware of anything until we're aware of it. So just in the same way that we're driving in our car and we have absolutely no idea how fast we're driving until we shift our attention to the speedometer, it's the same thing that happens in our life. What we become aware of, we become in that moment. That's where all of our energy goes. Where our attention goes, energy flows. So when we couple, really it's a tool, the tool of attention with the tool of intention, we can start to course correct our life. We can start to really shift our reality. So intention acts as a verb. It stirs up all the energy that we have, whatever our attention is on, and then it shifts it, and we can drive really our life in any direction we want. So I'm using my hand back here, sort of this metaphor I like is you could put your hand on the motor of a boat and drive it in any direction that you want. And that's what intention allows us to do as well. So this is a daily practice that I'm inviting you to do. It really works well if you do it on a consistent basis. So repetition is key. You could do this maybe for 20 to 40 days. It's great to start out first thing in the morning, straight away, just to bring into your mind space, literally drop into your mind, your intention and placing your attention in the area that you want to. So you could come to my page on your cell phone or on your computer. If you have a mouse, you just kind of drag your mouse over the images or your finger, depending on your computer or whatever device that you're using. And you go over each image. You could scroll through or kind of click through all the images. You'll notice that when you click on an image, it pops up and some sort of phrase pops up. And this is called a mantra. Mantra literally translates into mind tool or mind instrument. So it's something we use for the mind to help to focus it in. Eventually, the mantra is something we use to take us beyond the mind. So you have your mantra now that you'll go through each one and you'll select one. These are self-affirming. So they all start with the first two words the same. I am. And then the last word will change based on whatever quality that you want to bring about in your life. So you might use it to counter, something that you've been struggling with. So if you wake up and, like for me this morning and a lot of mornings, wake up and get this sort of overwhelming, this is all the stuff I have to do today. This sense of sort of urgency to be really productive as we define it. So then I would go online like I did today and just look at the images. Of course, I'm very familiar with them. And okay, I know what I want today. It speaks to me. I am surrendered. Sort of a, thy will be done. And the image also really I connected to the image as well. So it's really expanded, it's got this really open skyscape that allows me to just soften immediately and know that everything's fine. On another day, I might have that same start, that same sort of sense of, oh my gosh, I need to be really productive. And I might choose, then I am focused. And so in that way, the mantra would help to support my ability to kind of get through everything that I need to do that day. So you could choose a mantra just based on the words specifically. Could counter a limiting belief that you have. So if you've been feeling really irritated, kind of just frustrated, not really being that tolerant or that accepting of things, you might choose I am accepting, or you might choose I am peaceful. Or if you've been hard on yourself, maybe the way that you look, you could choose I am beauty. And that will start to really shift your reality. So this is a tool that we want to use to enrich the inner dimension of your life. You might pick a mantra based on the image that you see. So it's like, oh, I really like that picture of the camel. It's super cute. Let's just see what mantra goes along with that. And then you would say, oh, I'm laughter. So you'd look for ways to really act that out throughout your day. And you'll have the opportunities, and you'll start to notice that quality gets richer and richer inside your inner dimension. It becomes a part of your nature. You're not limited to the mantras that I've chosen here. So you could choose anything, right? There's infinite organizing power in the universe. You could choose, I am brave, or, I am healing. And you could just stop there. I am, it's simply enough just to exist. You don't have to use the images on this page either. So you might have a mantra that you've chosen for yourself, and also an image that corresponds to that. Or you could use a mantra from the page. I am peaceful, and then you have some memory in the mountains, or someplace that you love that really helps to crystallize that mantra in a way that you can see it, and it becomes real for you through your sense of sight. So then you're listening to the mantra, you can hear it, and you can also visualize it. Using more than just one of your senses helps to really punch it up and to make it, more real for you. So once you've selected your mantra based on whatever variable you want to use that day, it's really nice to create the space through some sort of ritual or ceremony to plant it in, to make it real. Like, this is what I'm focusing on today. This is what I've chosen. So you could have a seat, or you could, do whatever. Again, these are just suggestions. So depending on how much time you have in the morning, or just what works for you, what speaks to you, this will be how you'll plant the intention into your day. So you could say it out loud, like you mean it, with conviction. So in the example I gave you, I would say, I am surrendered. And then you just become aware that you're breathing. It's really important to interrupt any thought that we have, even if it's a thought we've chosen for ourselves in the form of a mantra, with the recognition that, okay, I'm also breathing, right? This life force. So the breath changes the flesh and the bones in the body. And so we can get really interested in that in between any thought that we have. And then you could take it from the external world. So you've heard it. You can hear the vibrations here. And then you could say it maybe a little bit more softly. So you could say, I am surrendered. And then maybe again in a whisper, really quietly. And then you could close your eyes. So this is where we start to go within, and this is how we'll use it for the rest of the day. So silently, mentally to yourself, you could visualize the mantra planting into your mind, into your mental and your wisdom body. You just visualize it going there, and then breathe and move to the heart. We think of the heart in this sense not so much as a muscle, but more as an intuitive guide. So you could see the mantra then settling there. Aware that you're breathing. Just take, 5 seconds in between the repetition. And then the final time, the mantra moves throughout your entire body, and it fuses with every cell. So it's not only in your mental wisdom body, it's now in your emotional and your physical body, and then it's even deeper. It's in your soul. And we can never know how deeply it's permeated until it starts to just reshape the context of our life. So you may find yourself in a moment, a stressful situation, maybe you're in the middle of an argument, and all of a sudden you remember, oh, right, I am detached, or I am calm. And then your reaction, or maybe a non-reaction, would be the most wise choice in that moment when you remember your mantra. Then all of a sudden you're answering or you're responding from that quality. So you feel yourself soften. It's like, I don't have to defend my point of view or convince this person that another way is better. And you'll start to see that the more you remember, the more powerful the effects will be, because the more you remember, the more you remember. So you might, as soon as you settle on your mantra, put down your phone or walk away from your computer. And it's really good straight away, right? You're starting the repetition of your mantra. So you're just saying it to yourself mentally. I am surrendered. I am surrendered. And you're doing this, silently. And you're choosing whatever mantra you've chosen. And pretty soon life will interrupt. You'll forget. You'll completely forget about your mantra. You'll have other thoughts. You'll engage in conversations and things will happen. But maybe you remember while you're driving in your car, or while you're filling up your gas tank. You know, maybe you don't really remember very often at all. It's still going to be powerful because it reminds you of the ability to choose. It gives you the recognition that you can really be and embody anything that you want. I am in control. And we're really not in control of very much at all. But we are in control of our thoughts. We're in control of the words that we choose. We're in control of our actions, our behaviors. And these are the things that shape our life. So it moves us from a state of balance or toward a state of imbalance. Or I am light, right? There's an image that has light in it. So you could see that as, okay, like this divine light, you know, coming from inside of you. I am light, right? When you think about it. Or it could be more in an energetic quality. So instead of feeling heavy, you're feeling light. And then you use this in ways that work for you. I really hope that you choose to use this practice on a daily basis. And I look forward to hearing about your experiences, and maybe even better, to see you in one of my workshops. I hope you have a really gorgeous day. Namaste.